Okay boys, I just put my big camera up top here, so I'm just gonna start filming and just get talking. This video is gonna be no edits, just straight into it. Boom. I'm just waiting for my brother to go get something. So however long it takes for him to go grab his bag is how long I speak to you guys. So a lot of you ask me about my story, what I do to make money, how I got started, what I do, what I did, yada yada. So I got kicked out of uni in September 2019. So it's now January the 2025, so it's been over 5 years I've actually been kicked out of uni. I got kicked out for getting into a fight. Got into a fight, hit someone, 4 of their teeth came out, and basically I had to go to magistrate court, then crown court, and yeah, I basically got kicked out of uni a couple months later, long story short. And after I got kicked out of uni, I was kind of thinking, what am I going to do with my life? And my plan was just to get some immediate cash flow. So I thought to myself, okay, what I can do. So what I told myself is I'm going to go to get a job at Tesco's. So I'm going to get a job at Tesco's, which is just like a regular supermarket in England. So Walmart for you guys in America. And let me just go make some money just so I'm not sitting on my ass doing nothing. Then after I was applying for some jobs, one of my friends who I was living with at the time, because I was actually agreeing to live with one of my friends, or a few of my friends from university for the second year. Because first year you're living in a campus, second year you live in a student house. So I'd already signed the contract and agreed to live in a student house the second year. So my plan was to live with a few of my friends. So what I did is I lived with them, and one day one of my friends came back from hockey and basically said, Hassan, there's this door-to-door sales job you can do. I was like, what's that? What am I selling? What am I doing? And he said, it's selling boilers. I was like, boilers? He was like, yeah, boilers. So for you guys in America, I think it's just like water heaters. But anyway, selling boilers and underfloor insulation. So I was thinking, okay, this has got to be better than Tesco's. I'm going to be learning sales. I'm going to be learning how to speak to people. I'm going to become more confident. I'm going to become better at handling objections. I started researching all these things, like why is learning sales good, yada, yada, yada. And I already saw a few people online I was following at the time were talking about learning sales. So I thought to myself, I should learn sales. I should learn, this skill set. It's going to be better than sitting on Tesco's and just scanning items on the till, right? And just being a regular shelf stacker or whatever. So I started door-to-door sales, and I was doing that for a decent amount of time. I was doing this for a few months, from like October 2019 to March 2020. Then COVID happened, and during those months in COVID, when everyone was at home, I was basically just researching things to do. I was like looking at ways of making money online, and they were very depressing and dark times, because even in those days I wasn't even going out the house knocking on doors. I was making no income, doing nothing at home. It felt like I had no skill set, and I was just basically wasting my time, whereas my friends, at least they were in university. So even though it was COVID, they were together in uni, going to parties, having fun. And I just didn't have the appetite to go partying. I didn't have the appetite to go have fun when I knew my situation. I'd been kicked out. So I was kind of researching a lot of things online. I came across a few things. I was doing trading, blah, blah, blah. I lost a bunch of money with trading. I guess that's another story for another day. That was very traumatic. But lost a bunch of money with trading, and that was very, very painful, I guess you could say is the best word. So anyway, just because I only have a few minutes for this story, I'm trying to be as quick as possible. So long story short, a few months later I started doing some online money things. I started affiliating, I started doing a couple of other things, but I got back into door-to-door sales just because the COVID thing cooled down, and in the summer people were allowed to knock on doors again. So I started knocking on doors again, but that month started affiliating online for some people on Twitter, and I hit like a few grand that month just affiliating. I was like, oh shit, this is crazy, this is powerful. But anyway, back then I started kind of having these ideas of why am I knocking on doors myself? And I need to understand this concept of leverage, because even when I was trading Forex, I was realizing that like my money is making me money. Sure, I ended up losing it all, but my money was making money, right? And then when I was doing the affiliating, I was thinking, well, me clicking a few buttons online is doing all the work, and then this is making me money. I was like, this is interesting. I was like, why am I physically using my physical labor, my physical effort to knock on doors and try and make money? So that kind of gave me the idea of, why can't I have other people knock on doors for me, and then I just make money from that? Instead of me knocking on all the doors, why don't I get other people to knock on doors for me and I make cash? So that's when I had the idea of, if I get other people to knock on doors, then I'll get paid and I can be at home and then trying to do other things, whether it's affiliating, whether it's trying to do Forex again, whatever. So this created the idea. Then it was just a case of actually getting people onto my team. So I started asking people I know and just bringing people on. So that was basically what created my door-to-door sales team. I never owned a company selling boilers. I was just working with another company who basically allowed me to bring on other people, and I basically just said like, look, someone's calling me, my brother's calling me, hold on boys. So I never owned a company, like I was saying, never owned a boiler company, just had a sales team basically selling boilers for me. So I started getting commission, and that's when I started being able to travel the world, and that taught me so many skills on leadership. It taught me how to manage people. It taught me how people are kind of lazy unless you push them, or you create a culture where you hold people to a higher standard. And this has been so influential and important in my business career. Just with everything I've done in business, just understanding that if you don't lead from the front, if people don't see you working hard, then they're not going to work as hard as they can. Because whenever I was calling my old door-to-door sales manager at the other company, what would end up happening is I would hear ping pong in the background. He was a great guy, a nice guy, but I'd just always hear ping pong sounds in the background, and I think to myself, this guy's literally just playing ping pong while I'm working, while I'm knocking on doors. It wasn't a good feeling, and sometimes when he'd miss the call, I think to myself, he's probably just playing ping pong while I'm knocking door to door. So that wasn't a good feeling. I didn't like that. So I told myself, when I have a door-to-door sales team, I'm going to answer every call, every message straight away. And by doing this, people are going to respect me more. They're going to work harder for me. So this is what actually ended up happening, and this is what I've done throughout my whole business career. Whenever one of my employees send me a message, I try and reply as quickly as possible, because I know that if you reply quickly to people, they will respect you more, they'll appreciate you more, and they'll end up working harder for the company, which then makes you more money. So that was basically kind of how I got started in business. Had a door-to-door sales team that was making me money. Then I started traveling the world, and as I started traveling the world, I basically realized that, okay, I need a better network of people, because at the moment I'm doing well in this one area, this one industry, this one niche, but I need to have friends who are making money in other areas, other industries, other niches. So I started traveling. I traveled to a bunch of countries. I'm gonna make this video again, by the way, boys, in maybe more longer detail, but just to keep this quick now, I basically started traveling to a bunch of countries. In my life, I've been to like 35 countries now. So I was traveling to a bunch of countries: Mexico, Miami, well, Miami's not a country, but America. And in America, I went to Miami, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, all these different places, right? Anyway, I remember when I was in Miami, I had the idea to start my own private network, which is called New Money. I still have this to this day, over 3 years later, and it's where most of my friends I have in real life right now are from my network, New Money, because people who have similar mindset to me, like-minded individuals, they join the network and they think, okay, if this Hassan dude, has a network and he's posting all this kind of content, then the people I'm going to find in this network are going to be similar to him, and they're going to resonate, with his message. So if I resonate with his message, then other people like me are going to resonate with his message. I should join his network. So this is kind of how the idea started. I was like, I need a better network of people. So instead of just me meeting random people when I go to Miami or Vegas or Los Angeles or Mexico or Paris or London or here or there or anywhere, I thought to myself, I need my own network. So I created my own group, New Money. Like I said, still have this to this day. So that's another business I created. And I basically, it loved building that network and loved building that group, just because it felt very authentic. I'm just talking my mind online, and the people who resonate with that join. Now, through New Money, I got into a bunch of other stuff. This is where I had the idea to start working with other influencers, because I said to myself, well, I'm getting paid right now through my network by building something I love and just posting content and basically being an influencer to some degree. So for those of you who don't know, because you're only following me on YouTube, I have 122k followers on Twitter as of the time of this recording. So on Twitter, I have a big following. That's where most of the people who join my network actually ended up coming from. But anyway, so I thought to myself, I'm getting paid for this attention I'm generating online, but what about just like with door-to-door sales, if I don't have to rely on me doing the door knocking, if I don't have to rely on me doing the tweets, the videos, yada yada yada. So I thought to myself, I'll start working with other influencers. So I started working with a few people in my own network, New Money, and I started taking a percentage of their overall earnings by helping them monetize, by teaching them basically everything I know. And I now do this with other people, not just in my own network, New Money, but just other people in general. So this is one of my main businesses right now, or my main thing I do right now. So I have New Money, I had the door-to-door sales team for a while, and I had the whole influencer stuff. And I've also got other investments as well in crypto, and I have other investments in some other things that I don't talk about too much. So that's basically what I do now. The main thing is just taking a percentage of what other people make. And obviously I have my own personal brand as well, which in the future, as that scales, that can lead to all sorts of businesses as well. But I do a lot of things at the moment. Some things are shared with you, some things I'm not so public with. But that's what I do, because I get this question all the time. Hassan, what do you do to make money? How did you get started? Blah, blah, blah. But door-to-door sales and sales was the main way I got started. It's what led me to traveling the world, meeting all these other people, and that's it. So I'm trying to think if you guys have any other questions. What else do I get commonly asked? Sometimes I get asked, have you ever done OnlyFans? No, never done OnlyFans. Don't know, but my brother's literally 6 seconds away, so it's actually perfect timing. It's amazing how the universe works. But I actually enjoyed this video style. I didn't realize it was so simple. Just stick my camera on this like little ledge type thing. Then you say hi.
Yo, what's up?
Oh, and also forgot to mention a couple details in this story. So my brother started working with me in June 2022. So he's been working with me 2.5 years. Mind you. Alright boys, see you in a bit.